All right, let's continue on with part 3 of the Clojure Koans walkthrough, looking at vectors. So we'll go into the vectors source file and copy out the code, and once again paste it into the Light Table IDE. And I'm going to remove the outer call to this meditations function. We just want to look at each of the expressions. Okay, so vectors. You can use vectors to create array-like structure. Okay, so vectors, it looks like, are written using this square bracket syntax. So this looks like a vector of with one element in it, 42. So if we take the count of that, it's probably 1. Let's try it. So true, we made that one pass. You can create a vector in several ways. What is a vector nil? Let's see. Is it a vector of nil? Doesn't look like it. What about an empty vector? Oh, okay. A vector of nil is just the empty vector. Okay. And you can populate it in either of these ways. Vector with the element 1. I'm guessing that should be like this. Okay, so we're putting the contents of this collection into a vector, it looks like. Okay, and there's another way as well. A vector of nil. Oh, well, we already saw this, but that doesn't seem to be working here. So a vector of nil is probably we take it literally and we pass whatever the parameter was as the contents for the vector. Yeah, sure enough, that's what it looks like here. So there's vec and there's vector. They behave a little differently. But you can populate it with any number of elements at once. Okay, so vec, when you pass a list of 2 items, looks like it turns into a vector of those same 2 items. Yep, okay. And add to it as well. Okay, so we've got an empty vector here, and we're conjing 333 onto that. So I think this is the vec of nil, is the empty vector, and putting 333 in there. Yep, there you go. So that's what happens. You can get the first element of a vector. Okay, so it's calling first on a vector. It's going to return the first element, which is peanut. True. Okay, that's passing. And the last also. Okay, so last of this vector is jelly, or any index you wish. So the nth element of this vector, okay, looking at the third element, I think it starts with 0, so 0, 1, 2, 3. Let's try that. There you go. Okay, so we can get the third or any number element. You can also slice a vector. Okay, so subvec. First passing a 1 and then a 3. Okay, so probably maybe starting at position 1 and then taking 3 elements after that, I'm guessing. Let's try it. Uh-oh, that's not it. That is not it. Okay, maybe it's taking from element 1 to element 3. Well, no, this has only got 4 in it anyway. This is tricky. What do these 2 elements mean? These 2 parameters, 1 and 3. Let's check out the Clojure documentation. So here on the Clojure website, they've got some information here, maybe the cheat sheet. Subvec. There it is, subvec. Changing a vector, okay, in quotes, because it's not really changing it, it's just producing a different copy of that data. Okay, returns a persistent vector of the items in vector from start to end. Exclusive. Okay, exclusive. That's good to know. So let's go back here, and we're taking the vector from element 1 to element 3, but not including element 3. So since this is 0 based, jelly is element 3, and we're not including it. So this is really only including 2 elements. And that's passing. Cool. Now, equality with collections is in terms of values. Okay, so we can compare a list and a vector, and as long as they contain the same elements, the same values, I guess they're going to be equal. Let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And that's working. Cool, so we learned a little bit something about vectors, and we're moving right along, and I think we got one more Clojure cone to go through that's talking about simple data structures, and then we'll be getting into some more interesting things. Okay, see you on the next one.